we knew going in we were going to have our hands full with their offense. One, they're really good on offense, and two, we're really inexperienced on offense right now. So, I thought our kids battled hard, and we had some chances to make it a game, but we didn't make any plays. We didn't make any plays on the offensive side when we had some chances to make it a game. But give Lehigh credit; they're a really good football team. They might be the best Patriot League team I've seen in a long, long time. So, but I thought our kids battled. I thought, we're banged up and battered on defense, and we created some stops, caused some turnovers, and had a chance to make it a game, but we couldn't.
Lum has some of the best numbers in basically all of FCS football. What was your plan coming into today?
Well, the plan was to contain them, and for the most part, we made some stops. Late in the game, we had a bust in the coverage, and we knew with what we're playing with on defense that we were going to have our hands full, and we made some stops. We made them kick field goals. We caused a couple turnovers. We had to generate some offense, and we had some opportunities to generate some offense, but didn't do it. So,
with how good Lum is, how difficult does it become to contain the running game? It seemed like things sort of opened up for them as the game progressed.
Well, you're defending the pass with them. There's no question about it. We were going to let them run the ball, and try to keep it. Try to keep it where we could keep it manageable, and I thought for the most part, we were going to have to score some points on offense and eliminate big plays. They had one big pass play to make it, I think, 34-12 or whatever. But we had opportunities on offense. I don't think it's as much about our defense as it is about our offense that we had opportunities. We bogged down. We dropped balls. We had some penalties. Again. You can look at all the numbers. Our job from a defensive standpoint was to make stops, and I thought we made some stops. We were going to have to score 30 some odd points to win the game.
Ryan Higgins made some big throws today. Could have probably had a better day if some balls were reeled in.
Yeah.
Can you talk about his progression over the last 2 years? Today was probably one of his better games.
Well, I think it was a good game. Ryan can throw the football. We know he can throw the football. What he has to learn is when to take a sack, when to get rid of the ball, and he had two intentional groundings. He can't do that, but he's progressed well. Ryan's a competitor. Certainly, we had some balls that could have been caught that I think if we catch two of them, he probably would have thrown for 380. So, it's a work in progress, and it's hard to play from behind. And defensively, I know, the numbers look awful. We're playing with 6 or 7 freshmen and a couple sophomores out there. And 3 in the secondary, and I feel for those guys. I feel for our young secondary because they've been exposed, and that's what happens when you're a true freshman. We had 2 true freshmen, a redshirt freshman linebacker, freshman D-line. They're all playing a lot with a few sophomores, and they're playing way too much. And that's really the bottom line right now. They're a senior-laden team. We're a freshman and sophomore-laden team.
What's the remedy to try to get those receivers to grab those balls?
Well, I didn't see the one down the sideline. I was talking to one of our secondary kids. I heard he had to reach out. The remedy is to catch it, And then the one on our sideline on the flag ball, again, you talk about games of inches, and it was probably this too far where you got to lay out and make a catch. And I think I think that's football. Right now we're not making any plays, and our confidence is a little shaky. But again, you're talking down the sideline is a true freshman. Can he run? He absolutely can run. Are we going to stick him out there and let him do it again? Sure, we're going to do that. Eventually he'll make those plays. And I think eventually a lot of our freshmen are going to make plays. But we're in a tough spot right now because we thought we were going to be pretty good on defense, and early in the season we weren't good on defense. Now we're playing with a whole different defense. I've never seen anything like it, but that's not an excuse. You got to go out there and stop. But right now we're playing with so many young kids on defense that you're trying to put your whole finger in the leak in the dam, so to speak, to keep it manageable. So.
Is the job now just playing the role of psychologist? Just to keep these guys.
I think I need a psychologist. Hey, We got to get, and again, I'll say this: our kids played hard today, so that's my job to make sure our kids don't pack it in, because it's very discouraging right now. And we got to go on the road for 3 more weeks next week. So this is our first home game in a month, and now we're back on the road for 3 more. We just got to keep telling our kids, you got to keep plugging away, working hard, and good things will happen. That's easier said than done, but I thought our kids played hard today. We didn't play well. That's what I told our team. We didn't play well, but I thought they played hard. And some of that is youth and inexperience, and some of it is we just didn't make some plays. So, but give Lehigh, like I said, is one of the better football teams I've seen in a long time in the Patriot League. They're really solid on defense. They're good on special teams, and their offense is explosive. And when you have that combination with a quarterback who's playing, you had Dominic Randolph and our guy a couple of years ago that played at a high level. He's playing at that level too, maybe a little higher. So.
At 1-5 now, what are the goals for the rest of the season? What do you look to accomplish?
I look to win football games. It's the bottom line is I got to get our kids to play hard all the time in each week. Other than I thought 1 week our kids have played hard. I thought our kids played hard again today. We have some challenges out in front of us. We have to still go up to West Point and play Army with a battered defense. And the bottom line is we're playing so many young kids that it's a great, taking a beating, but they're still competing, and we got to get them to play a little bit better than we can.
We get that first, second half score. Do you think today's the day?
Well, I thought when we got that, after making a stop on the turn, we came out and tried something the first play of the second half, and we didn't throw it to the right guy, and then I thought, okay, we get a stop. And now we score. I said, I think this is going to be a game. And even when they came down and scored, I think right after that, if I know the sequence, they hit a big pass play on an out and up on a young guy who steps on the wrong shoulder. But even that, I thought we drive down the field and we missed that third down flag ball, because that's a touchdown also, because he's behind the secondary there. And the one thing about Greg Wilson, you're not going to catch him. No one in our league's going to catch him when he's behind. So, I thought that was an opportunity to cut it down to 8. And like I said, our defense was hanging in there, so I thought it was going to be a ball game. And certainly it was a physical game. There was a lot of guys banged around on both sides. And give Lehigh credit, but I'll tell you, I'm proud of the way our kids have competed. And right now we're a little undermanned.
Is that one of the things that you try to show them in post with the tape? Plays here or there.
I told them we're 2 plays away from beating Rhode Island. We're a couple plays from beating Colgate, and a stop away from being in the game at Penn. But in each of those games, we found a way not to make a play. And there's no experience for having upperclassmen who've been through it. There's no substitute for that, and right now we're going through some severe growing pains, and it's not the fault of our kids. Our freshman and sophomore class are our best players, other than here and there, and they're going through some growing pains, and we've lost some really good football players along the way, probably because they're playing too much. So that's bottom line.
Griffin Murphy played more this week than he has in the last few. Can you talk about, is this a 1 week thing, or is he just going to be?
No, Griffin. Again, it's part of those banged up. We're trying to put people out there. I didn't think he was going to go today after watching him practice yesterday. He didn't run very well at all. And then I looked at him yesterday. I said, Griff, what's the matter? And he had something going on with his lower leg, and I didn't think he was going to play today. He said, I'll be fine. But if you looked at him yesterday, you would have said he wasn't going to go. So, we have a lot of kids right now that are just toughing it out. Kevin Carter, is not moving around well. He came out and played today. Kari Powell, Jake Rodriguez, who ended up getting hurt down the road, he's banged up. Michael Martin didn't practice all week. And then on top of it, we lost Andy Okonkwo in the first series on defense. Injuries aren't bad, and I don't want to make an excuse for injury. Injuries aren't bad if it's dispersed along the team. It's all on our defensive side, and right now it's I said, well, who else do we go to? You know, and we're going to kids that we never thought would be playing football right now. So, you know, it's what it is.
On a more positive note, Ian Williams had 2 interceptions today. Can you talk a little bit about
You know, he's a redshirt freshman who's going to be an outstanding player. So, you know, that's you see it. I see it. You know, you can sit there, if you can step back, and it's hard during the game. You see young players and you see players make plays, but then you see them not make a play. You know, Ian was also involved in the long touchdown pass. So, you know, give and take, he made 2. The second interception was a heck of a play because he came out of nowhere and just made a play. The first one, I thought, you know, he did a good job. The second one was a good one. But on the flip side, you know, he's involved in that post. So it's you know, we have to look at the glass half full. That's the only way you can look at it and say these young players are going to be good players and stick with it.